afterwards I want to see the full strength. Please, you just out of 60, 65, more than 65 students, we attended only 48. That is not fair. Okay, because these are all topics are most important here. Okay, last class we have discussed applications and what about the types. So based on construction here, the types of transformers. So based on construction, the transformers are classified into three types: core type transformer and shell type transformer and berry type transformer. And based on winding, we have step up transformer, step down transformer, isolation transformer here. Isolation transformer. And what about based on coolant material? We have discussed oil filled self cooling, oil filled water cooling, and air blast. Okay, so these are the core type and shell type, berry type transformers, and based on winding, step up, step down, and isolation transformers. And based on coolant here, next applications we have discussed, which is used as a voltage regulator and which is used as a television radio receivers where several different voltages are required, and we can transmit the energy over a longer distance through the wires. So this is the core type transformer. Like in that core means the windings. That is what about here. So the core is surrounded by the windings itself here. So the core is surrounded by the windings. So let us see. So what is the difference between the core type and shell type here? Oh, this is the core type and shell type transformer here. So in this core is surrounded by the windings. In this the windings are surrounded by the core here. In this the windings are surrounded by the core. In this means in shell type. In core type, there is the core type transformer has two yokes and two leaves. Here the core type transformers are two yokes and three leaves here in shell type. In shell type, two yokes and three leaves. And so what about here? And it can be used for, that is what about here? That is the core type transformer is a series circuit here, series magnetic circuit here. And the shell type transformer is a parallel magnetic circuit here, parallel magnetic circuit. So the core type transformer can be used as a low flux density applications here, low flux density applications, and the shell type transformer can be used as a high flux density applications here. And here more amount of copper is required in core type transformer, less amount of copper is required in a shell type transformer. And the core type transformer is a economical one and compared to shell type, and less amount of insulating material is required in core type transformer. Here high amount of insulating material is required for shell type transformer here. So the core type transformer is used as a high voltage, small kVA ratings, like high voltage like 2000 by 1000 volts. And what about here? There is a small kVA like 10 kVA. Whereas shell type transformers used as a low voltage and high kVA ratings. Low voltage means like 400 by 200, 400 by 200. Otherwise, the 200 by 100. And high kVA ratings. That is what about here? Like 100 kVA. Okay. These are the. So next, the core is less protected by this core. That is what about the. That is what about here. Here the core is less protected. Here the core, in the shell type, the core is more protected here. Okay. These are the difference of core type and shell type transformer here. Core type and shell type transformer. So now I am asking one question here. So every time I am saying that in that core, in that laminations will be there. So these are the coil and laminations of core type transformer. But what about that? Suppose if you take the this is the lamination. This is another lamination. These are all strips will take place here. So there is what what is the air gap length of each lamination here? So there should be like 0.5, like what about here? 0.5 mm thickness here. So the each laminator, the core has to be laminated. Generally, we have a core that should be made up of like iron ore here. There is what about here? Ferrite or what about here? Silica steel here. And the winding which is made up of either copper or aluminum here. For copper material for power transformer we use here the copper winding. So for aluminum the distribution transformer. So the winding mostly we use refer to the aluminum. So for distribution transformer there is the distribution transformer means less than 1 MVA. So there is more than 1 MVA there is a power transformer. So we use what about type of winding? The copper winding here. The copper winding here. So the lamination is required, there is 0.5 mm thickness here. So coming to cut via transformer, these are the main parts of transformer here. So these are the main parts of transformer here. So let us discuss with you here the main parts of transformer here. Just wait because my network is very poor. That's why I have disconnected my video. Please be wait. I will show you. So the main parts of transformer here. Generally, based on that construction, so the main parts of transformers are. I will show you here. This is a core. This core is first part, and second one is winding. Core, winding, and what about the third one is what about here? The third one is like bushings. Bushings. And fourth one is what about here? Conservator. There is conservator tank. So generally we have a main tank here. So otherwise you can take the main tank here. After that you have to take main tank. This is the main tank here generally. This is the main tank. This total is what about here? Main tank. And fifth one is what about here? Main tank, and fifth one is conservator tank. This is, please listen carefully. If you got any doubt you just ask me after the class. Sixth one, like generally we have a transformer oil. So here, this is the main tank. Already here represent here main tank. This is the main tank here. So next, what about here? Radiators. There is a radiator tubes. Radiator tubes are cooling tubes here. Are cooling tubes. Please all of you keep the voice in mute condition. If you are not interested, you just left that group. Please don't disturb to others. I request you all. Okay, here. It means some breather will be there. Just here in that conservator tank, some breather will be there. Breather. Okay, and what about here? That is the bulkers relay will be there. Okay, so many parts will be there like here. So first of all, coming to the core. So the core, which could be like ferrite or steel material here. That is iron core or ferrite or steel. So whenever the core is laminated, so the laminated means that it should be like that. Is to be laminated like that here. So there is ferrite or steel here. ferrite or steel. Okay. Vamshi tried to maintain the time. This is not time to attend the class. Vamshi tried to maintain the time. This is not right time to attend the class here. Ferrite are still here. So whenever the core is laminated means whenever the core is laminated, there is silicon steel will be there. So the silica there is around 4 to 5% of silica which is added to the steel here. So in order to reduce the hysteresis losses here. So whenever whenever the steel is laminated like that, so whenever the steel is laminated, the eddy current losses has to be reduced here. So coming to winding. So generally we have a winding like that. Suppose if you come to this part here, this is like this total part is core here. This total part is what about here? This is the core. Here the flux is present here. This is the silica gel. This is the silica gel here. This is the breather. So in the breather, so the breather along with the silica gel along with the breather. So in that breather, the silica gel is placed here. So this is the conservator tank. This is the transfer tank or main tank. So this is the transformer oil. So generally the oil will be synthetic or that is mostly preferred. There is Ascarel's oil. Okay. And what about here? This is the like LV and HV winding. So this is the winding here. So this is the core. It should be core here. So this is the winding here. So this is the winding. So the winding either aluminium or copper. So the copper, so that can be prepared in that power transformer. That is so the power transformer always prepared in that transmission lines. So aluminum that can be prepared in distribution transformers here. The rating which is more less than the 1 MVA, 1 megavolts ampere, that is said to be distribution transformer here. So distribution transformer is the example of distribution transformer mostly prepared in that 33 kV, 22 kV substations. So like less than 33 kV most prefer there is distribution substations. For the transmission means like so more than 33 kV like 66 kV or 132 kV or 220 kV like that here. So here these are the bushings. So what about the function of bushing? In order to insulating the material here, in order to insulating that material, so there are two bushings are required here. So in order to get the power, so in order to get the supply from outside, so in order to get the supply from outside, we have input bushings will be there and output bushings will be there here. So input and output bushings will be there here. So then the bushings are which are gets the supply from this sun and which is transferred to that other areas like that, like our transmission side as well as the distribution side here. So based on that we have high voltage terminal bushings and low voltage terminal bushings here. So along with the bushings, so here what about the what is the function of bushings here? Anybody? What about the function of bushings here? So for insulation purpose here. So in order to avoid the high tension lines or low tension lines, so we use here bushings to supply the power and to get the power from that other source and to deliver the power to that other areas here. So these are the bushings here. Okay. And what about here main tank? So the main tank has to be here. You can see. This is the main tank here. This is the main tank here. You can see. These are the bushings. So these are the terminals. So these are the input and output terminals here. So the input terminal we have to get this power and we have to deliver this power. Output terminal will be there. So this is the bushings here. So this is the bushings. Okay. So the another part is this is the explanation bench here. So So these are the cooling tubes. Our cooling tubes are radiators. Here. So this is the Bulkers relay here. So Bulkers relay we'll discuss later. This is the conservation tank here. This is the conservation tank. Along with the conservation tank, some breather will be there. In the breather, some silica gel will be there. Silica gel. Here. Oh, this is the main tank of the transformer. Okay, coming to conservator tank. So this is the conservator tank here. So what about the function of conservator? Anybody in the class? What about the function of conservator? Anybody? So it means the conservator. So the conservator tank can be used to expand the aisle here, to expand the aisle level. Suppose whenever the aisle level will be more, so suppose in that main tank, most of the aisle level will be in that main tank itself here. So sometimes whenever under full load conditions the transfer, so under full load conditions the transfer winding gets heated here. So whenever the transfer winding gets heated, so thereby the aisle gets heated here. The aisle gets heated means the amount of aisle has to be, so that is what about here. So in the tile the amount of aisle has to be goes in the tubes like that. So these are the cooling tubes here. So these are all radiators here. So these are all radiators here. So it means what about here? Here. So this is 0.3 or 0.4 mm thickness here. And what about here? 3 mm to 4 mm thickness. And so this is the main tank. So what are the function of conservator tank? In order to expand the aisle level. Suppose so under full load conditions, whenever the load is fully load. So when the load is fully, it means when the under full load conditions. So the transformer windings gets heated in order to satisfy the load. So thereby the aisle, so in the aisle present in that main tank has to be heated here. So the heated aisle has to be transferred to that cooling tubes and after that radiators here. So and it will be circulated like that here, because on outside we have some cooling fans will be there. So and outside, see, this is the some air will be the air will be flowing on, means what about here? So due to that cooling fans, so the entire aisle has to be cooled down like that. Okay. Suppose when the aisle level has to be reduces means, so here so much oil will take place in the conservator tank, so the aisle has to be sent like that. So what I'm saying here, so the conservator conserves the transformer aisle. The conservator conserves the transformer aisle. It is an like it has a metallic or cylindrical drum. So you can see. So it is a metallic or cylindrical like cylindrical drum. So that is fitted above the transformer. So that is fitted above the transformer here. So the conservator tank is connected to the main tank. The conservator tank is connected to the main tank inside the transformer, which is completely filled with transformer oil. Which is completely filled with transformer oil through the pipeline. Through the what about here? Through the pipeline here. You can see. So coming to radiator or cooling tubes. So what about the function of radiator and cooling tubes here? What is the function of radiator or cooling tubes? So you can see these are the radiators here. So these are the cooling tubes here. Like we also call it cooling. So the cooling tubes are used to cool the transformer oil. The cooling tubes are used to cool the transformer oil. So the transformer oil is circulated through the cooling tubes here. The transformer oil is circulated through the cooling tubes. So the circulation of the oil may either be natural or forced here. course here. In natural circulation, when the temperature of the oil rises, the hot oil naturally rises the top here, rises the top, and what about here? And the cold oil sinks downward here. So then the oil naturally circulates through the tubes here. So in forced circulation, the external pump is used to circulate the oil here. Okay. So simply I can say that the transformer, so the cooling tubes are used to cool the transformer oil here. So next, what about the breather? So what about the function of breather here? So generally this is the breather here. So what about the breather? So the breather control. So there is what about here? The breather controls the master level in the transformer. The breather controls the master level. The breather controls the master level here in the transformer. So that is the master can increases when the temperature variations cause expansion and the contraction of the insulating oil. So which will then causes the pressure to change inside the conservatory here, which causes the pressure inside change the conservatory itself here. So there is what you suppose if the insulating oil is encounters the moisture, so that is what about it can affect the paper insulation or may even lead to internal faults here. So therefore it is necessary to remove the moisture. So then it's necessary to remove the moisture in breather here. But how to? There is generally the moisture is along with the air. So generally the moisture is along with the air. Along with the air, so the breather should breathe in because within the breather the silica gel will be there. Within the breather, the silica gel will be there. So generally the natural color of silica gel is what here? Blue. So the natural color of silica gel is what here? So you can see. So this is the breather here. You can see generally the moisture is along with air. The breather should breathe in. Breathe in because within the breather silica gel will be there here. Okay. And what about the natural color of silica gel is blue. The natural color of silica gel is blue here. Later it turned out to a pink color. So the pink color which indicates what here? The pink color which indicates more amount of moisture will be there. More amount of moisture will be there. ఎందుకంటే మనం ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మర్ ని అవుట్ సైడ్ లో పెట్టినప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందండి so every time transformer whenever the full load conditions, so the transformer oil gets heated, so with the air, so the breather with absorb the moisture here. So then what happened here? So that is in the breather, so silica gel will absorb the moisture. When the moisture enters the breather, so the silica gel color will changes here. So then instead of blue, the pink will, so the pink, whenever the moisture enters in the silica gel, then what happened here? So the breather, so the silica gel color will has to be changes here. Then the instead of blue, it will be changes like that pink here. So it indicates that the more amount of moisture will be there. And so then you can remove the silica gel from the breather, and that is what about here, and it is to be dry up, and again the silica gel is reused to be in breather here. The silica gel is reused to in breather whenever the moisture cleared here. So whenever the moisture disappeared. Okay. Dear students, are you following or not? So this is the silica gel along with breather here. So this is the eye level of this. This is the eye level. Dear students, have you understood or not? Please try to give the response. Dear students, are you following or not? Thank you. By the way, have you understood this all parts here? Next, so in the breather, so you always remember So the natural color of silica gel is blue. So number of times asked in that. So the natural color of silica gel is what about here? So the natural color of silica gel is blue here. But when the moisture enters, when the moisture enters in the silica gel, so it will form like that pink color. Then it will remove from the breather. Then it can dry up. So it should be dry up and reused in breather here. When after the moisture is disappear. Okay. Oh, this is the number of times asked in that like complex examinations. And what about the last point here? Bulkage relay. So you can see. So you can see this is the bulkage relay here. So what is the function of bulkage relay? So before that we have to know one more point here. So here the transformer. So here the function of cooling. These are the cooling tubes. This is the radiator generally. Here. So the purpose of radiator. So there is the radiator which provides the increase the surface area of the main tank here, which provides the increase of this total radiator. So these are all cooling tubes. So the purpose of radiator which is used to provide to increase the surface of area of the main tank and also used as a heat dissipation process. Heat dissipation process here. So generally the transformer oil is not a natural. So the transformer oil is not a natural, it is a synthetic oil. It is a synthetic oil like chlorinated. So there is like chlorinated. So there is chlorinated Deraphyl. Chlorinated Deraphyl, or we can say that otherwise we that is Ascarel oil, mostly preferred. Ascarel oil for the distribution transformers. So because when you are using the Ascarel oil, so the transformer oil which has more dielectric strength here, more dielectric strength. So the transformer oil should have low viscosity, and the transformer oil should have high flash point at temperature. So that should be converted into vapor. So the transformer oil should have high flash point. What about the flash point here? What about the flash punch? So the flash punch here, generally the flash punch is nothing but what here? So generally the flash punch which is, so whenever the heavy parts, so whenever that particular temperature, so the more than 150 degrees Celsius. So that is, there will be some high flash will be occurs at that point here, that is high flash punch here, there is more than 150 degrees Celsius. So there is high fire punch will be there, high fire punch. So there is more than 210 degrees. So these questions will ask me. Generally the transfer temperature like that here, 50 to 70 degrees Celsius. 50 degrees, so the transfer temperature here. So then generally the insulating temperature like 220. So 200 to 220 degrees Celsius. So that's why. So this is the insulating temperature, this is the 50 to 70 transfer oil temperature. 50 to 70. So there is what about here? At a high temperature, the transfer oil decomposition takes place here. At high temperature, the transfer oil is, so the transfer oil at high temperature in the transfer oil decomposition takes place. It is known as sludging. It is known as what about sludging. So here, because of flash punch and fire punch, it is free from sludge phenomena. It is free from, the transfer is free from sludge phenomena. So there will be so many cooling methods are preferred here. The cooling transformer by natural air circulation, and for distribution transformers we always prefer oil immersed natural type, and for power transformer oil immersed air blast type here. Next the other, there is forced oil circulation with natural cooling, and forced oil circulation with air blast cooling. So these are the different types of cooling methods will be there. But as per syllabus we don't have such type of methods here. So coming to bulkage relay, what is the function of bulkage relay? Anybody? So generally the bulkers relay is like that. Suppose if a transformer is like that, should be here. Yeah, like that. So this is the oil level here. This is the conservator tank here. Here, this is the bulkers relay. Here, this is the transformer main tank. This is the transformer main tank here. These are the like water portion. These are all. These are all radiators here. These are radiators here. So the bulkers relay. What about here generally? Generally, the color of oil is what about here? The color of oil. Always remember the color of oil. In that here, this is the total oil level here. The color of oil black and the combination of black and brown. The combination of black and brown here. So it is called as a pyrochlore. Pyrochlore. Just wait. So the generally whenever the full load conditions, the transformer has to be heated here. So and at open circuit or short circuit condition, whenever the heavy current will close to the windings, so there may be the heavy current which is called sometimes fault current here. So the fault currents which are occurs in the internal parts. So the bulkers relay can be used through. So the bulkers relay which is used to protect the transformer from internal parts here, from internal parts. So in internal parts so much of current. So in order to avoid the heavy current, so the heavy current is called as a fault current here. Fault current. So in order to predict the internal parts, the bulkers relay is used here. The bulkers. So there is what about the bulkers relay is used here. So this bulkers relay is used here. So generally the bulkers relay is a gas operated relay. Generally the relay is nothing but which detects the parts, which it sense or detect the parts here. The function of relay is what about which? So the function of relay is which detect the parts. Okay, so the bulkers relay generally is a gas operated relay. Number of times asked in that complex examinations, gas operated relay. So these are the main parts of. So the explanation. So this is the explanation vent will be there. So this is the explanation vent here. So in order to avoid this heavy oil, so there is what about. So in order to avoid this air that is not circulated, throughout that transformer. So there will be some expansion vent will be there. So the expansion vent. So due to that expansion vent, so much of air will be which is comes outside here. Suppose if the air is which is formed like that, and with the heavy and what with the help of this oil and this current, so the transformer gets damaged here. So the transformer get blow out. So in order to avoid the blowout, the transformer, the expansion vent will be there in order to circulate sufficient air through the valve. Okay. So these are the main parts of transformer here. So these are the main parts of transformer here. So what about that core? That is ferrite steel. What about the windings and bushings and main tank, conservator and radiator? So these are the radiators here. These are radiators and coolant tubes. So the coolant tubes are like that here. So this is the generally it is a radiator, but these are all, so these are all cooling tubes here. There is 5 mm thickness will be there. So each cooling tube there is 5 mm thickness. So these are the bushings. So these are the bushings and breather. In the breather some silica gel will be there and bulkous relay. Okay. Next, so dear students, have you understood these all parts of transformer? So this is the transformer with conservator and breather here. So sometimes may ask me that what is the, so silica, what is the color of silica gel? There is blue color. When the moisture in this, there is formed like the pink color. So then it can, so when the silica gel is formed like, so formed in like that pink color, then you can remove that silica gel from the breather and you can dry up and then reuse it in the breather. Okay. Have you understood these all parts, dear students? Like core, winding, bushings, main tank, conservative tank, a radiator. So the radiator, so the function of radiator is to increase the surface area of the main tank. To increase the surface area of the main tank here. And what about others here? Breather, coolant tubes. So the coolant tubes which cool the oil level here. And breather. So there is what about here? Whenever the moisture enters in the breather we should breathe in, breathe the moisture. Because in the breather silica gel will be there. Okay. What about the bulkous relay? The bulkous relay which is used to protect the internal parts. Internal parts. So next concept is EMF equation of a transformer. There is EMF equation of a transformer here. So before going to discuss a EMF equation of a transformer, we have statically EMF will be there. So there are two statically induced EMFs here. There are two statically induced EMFs. So the types of statically induced EMFs what here? Types of statically induced EMFs what here? So first of all, we have self-induced EMF and mutual induced EMF here. Types of statically induced EMFs. So let us take here, this is some coil, solenoid coil here. In that just I'm considering here like that. Just I'm giving the source. So we have, that is what about here? Types of statically induced EMFs what here? There is a self and what about your mutual? Self-induced EMF, mutual induced EMF. So first of all, as you know that the transformer, this is the transformer here, this is the load side here. Load, this is the source. So this is the one coil. So that coil is like this is the source shape, this is the current. Okay, this is here, this is the primary. Just you can take this the primary. Okay, so self-induced EMF is nothing but, so the self-induced EMF here we can take here. This is the self-induced EMF here. The self-induced EMF is the statically induced EMF. Statically induced EMF in a coil. In a coil, due to time varying nature of the current through the same coil. Time varying nature of the current through the same coil. Generally, the basic requirements to generate the induced EMF of transformer. So there are basic requirements. The basic requirements. What are the basic requirements here? The basic requirements to generate the induced EMF of transformer. To generate the induced EMF means E. So what about the basic requirements? Set of conductors. Set of conductors. And what about here? A magnetic field here. There is what about here? Magnetic field. So these are the two. The third one is relative time variation between the magnetic field here. Relative relative time variation. But in case of generators, relative space variation. Space means air gap. So here this is a relative time. So that there will be time varying nature of there is a time change in time varying nature of flux will takes place. There is a relative time variation between the manifold and the set of conductors. Relative time variation between this manifold and the set of conductors between 1 and 2. Between 1 and 2. So due to that I am going to get what about here? I am going to get self-induced EMF here. The self-induced EMF that is represented by L. The self-induced EMF is the statically induced EMF in a coil. Statically induced EMF in a coil. This is like one coil. In a coil, this is like flux. Statically induced EMF coil due to time varying nature of current. Time varying nature of this is the time varying nature of current through the same coil.